I took a hike up the Wastach last week. Get a peek at life on the other side. It seems as those who have felt nothing but doom and gloom following the election are now wrapped in joy and mirth because Super Mario is back. You realize that? Nintendo released Super Mario Run last Thursday, just in time for the depressed American psyche to divert its attention away from all that is terrible to a mustachioed plumber in overalls. What a gift that is to the American public. Mario now running into our lives again on iPhone and iPads. Nostalgia is in. Because what happens now is that millennials get to play Nintendo with their own children. Nothing can beat it. Who cares about politics? Super Mario is back. But it was not really good news all around for fictional characters. Wonder Woman, and I don't know how many of you actually realize this, it's true, Wonder Woman was abruptly fired last week from her job as honorary ambassador to the United Nations. The job was briefly filled by Linda Carter, the last actress to play Wonder Woman in the film. The job description was to empower girls and women to challenge female stereotyping and to stop women from being objectified. Now, after Wonder Woman showed up for work wearing a shimmery, thigh-bearing bodysuit with knee-high leather boots, a petition signed by 44,000 UN workers stipulating that this was culturally insensitive. You think? Wonder Woman's career as the UN ambassador came to a grinding halt. But you know, I think the real reason she was fired came after she possibly received a private invitation to Trump Towers. And the staff intervened. Now, if Wonder Woman had only worn pantsuit and sensible shoes, she would still be working for the United Nations. You know, I don't know about you, but I wish that I were having as much fun as Donald Trump is right now. He may be a very busy man, but you notice he always takes his children everywhere. How cool is that? And he has to feel good performing a noble public service by finding jobs in his administration for the unemployable. It's a slightly different version from Obamacare, where pre-existing psychiatric conditions will not be held against you. Trump is an equal opportunity employer, helping people like Rick Perry remember what they had once scorned. It's great therapy. Trump is doing great. He's a very smart man. He really is. And I would like to have unlimited, extravagant dinners while pretending to interview incompetent people to become Secretary of State. I mean, that's got to be fun. My favorite candidate for the job was a California representative, Dana Rohrabacher, who has served in the House of Representatives since the 1980s. I love her. She has the best explanation to date for the cause of global warming. Global warming, she contends, is a result of dinosaur flatulence. How do you argue with that? You know, you got to love her. Okay, dinosaur flatulence it is. When I got to the top of the Wasatch, I had a marvelous view into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, directly into the Carnegie Mellon Social Science Research Department. They've done some extensive research into gift giving, arriving at the helpful conclusion that we shouldn't knock ourselves out in finding the perfect gift, because they determine people really don't care about getting the perfect gift. All they want is what they asked for. What a concept is that? So I'm going to just rattle off some of their findings as a public service announcement. Don't go for the sensational toy or extravagant jewelry. It only creates drama upon opening the gift. People don't want drama. They're just thinking, will I get any use out of this? Good advice. 2, don't over-individuate your gifts. People too often give bad gifts because they want something different for everybody. The more gifts you select, the more likely you'll pick some duds. People are actually thinking, if so-and-so got a good gift, I wouldn't mind getting the same thing. It's human nature. 3, here's a research finding that runs counterintuitively. It's perfectly okay to re-gift. People assume that someone who gave them a gift will be deeply offended if you pass it along to someone else. But the gift givers are not offended. The fact of the matter is that they really don't care. I got you the damn gift, now you can do with it whatever you want. That's the way people think. This is great research. Let the recipients of your gifts do the work for you. They know what they want. Just buy it and don't try to surprise them. In most cases, people are happy to receive cash. I don't know if that's true or not. The caveat is, don't try giving cash to your spouse. Makes a lot of sense. What do you give someone who hasn't asked for anything? Always an interesting question. Don't rack your brains too hard. Give them a gift certificate. But don't be too specific in choosing a store or a product. People want flexibility. And finally, contradicting everything we've been taught is this lesson. The thought usually doesn't count. If you want to get away with giving a cheap gift under the umbrella of good thoughts, forget it. It will backfire. People know cheap gifts when they see them. And when I thought it was a really good piece of advice from these social scientists, that if you really do give a good gift and a thoughtful gift, don't be offended if the recipient doesn't act like you had hoped. People are pretty strange when it comes to giving and receiving gifts. So when I got back to the Valley, I realized how fortunate we are to be living in Happy Valley. We never really have to overthink a gift. We can, just give someone a little Valium, a little Xanax, and they are just fine. If you need a gift certificate, why, Chuck-a-Rama is perfect. It gives you a lot of flexibility right there, tailor-made. Which goes to show, once again, that Utah is the one place you have to leave in order to discover just how much you really love it.